What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Jeremiah, and Jer Talks, whatever you want to call me. Dr. Mods for them old hands, my OG fans. Today, I decided to try something different. I'm using gameplay instead of like actually using a camera. But see, there's a reason for this though. I'm talking about a video game this time. So I thought it would be fitting to use video game footage for this video, you know? You may be asking, Jeremiah, what video game are you talking about? I think it's kind of obvious. It's in the title, it's in the thumbnail. You could probably even guess by the gameplay. I'm talking about the new Wolverine game being made by Insomniac, the same people who made the last 2.5 Spider-Man games, Spider-Man PS4, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2. Yeah, you probably heard they are making a new video game starring the man, the myth, the legend, the best there is at what he does. And what he does is very nice. James Logan Howlett, the Wolverine. One of the best superheroes of all time. He's in the top 5 minimum. But yeah, Insomniac Games is developing a new Wolverine video game for the PS4 and PS5. Really just the PS5. I don't even know if they're going to do the PS4. PS4 is kind of outdated now. But yeah, I got Marvel Rivals gameplay. Me playing as Wolverine. Sorry if I'm buns. This is my first time ever actually playing as Wolverine. So yeah. But today what I have for you is my wish list for this game. As an avid X-Men and Wolverine fan, and as an avid gamer, I think I'm best fit to say what I really want for this game. Because a lot of these videos I've been seeing about this have either been avid gamers or avid comic readers. Never anyone in between, you know? There's been people who know a lot about video games but don't know too much about Wolverine. They know max what they got from the movies, which, let's just say, isn't the best adaptation. They're really good movies. I like those movies. I like Logan. I like the first 2 X-Men movies a lot. They're pretty good, but they're not the best representation of Logan or the X-Men universe as a whole. Me, as someone who reads all the comics and plays a lot of video games, I feel like I can just share what I really want from this type of game, you know? But yeah, let's just get into what exactly I want from this game. The first thing I really want from this game is like a lone wolf and cub type of storyline. Wolverine works best when he's with someone else, obviously. I feel like that's the reason why he's always a part of a team. He's been part of the X-Men, mostly the Fantastic Four. He was a part of the Avengers during like the Bendis era. You know, Wolverine is always getting tossed around. But another thing he does outside of teams is he's always paired up with like a younger character. Mostly teenage girls. Kitty Pryde, Jubilee, X-23. You know, characters like that. I think that's when Wolverine truly thrives. You know, Logan has a very rough exterior, but a very soft inside. And these type of characters can really bring it out of him, you know? That's why all his most famous stories are like that. That's why they always pair him up with someone like that. Even in Logan, he's paired up with X-23. And that's like one of the greatest movies of all time and the greatest superhero movie of all time, some could say, you know? There's a reason why this type of thing works, and there's a reason why it's always Wolverine doing this type of story. He's the lone wolf, and Kitty Pryde or Jubilee or sometimes Rogue or Laura Kinney, X-23, Wolverine, whatever you want to call her, is the cub, even though they're all like super grown now. But yeah, that's what I really want from this type of game. It can have like Logan. He could already be a member of the X-Men, but he leaves to go do something because, you know, he always has some drama. He's been around for like 200 years. He always has some drama, so he ends up leaving the team. And let's just say Kitty Pryde. Kitty Pryde is who I would preferably have in this type of game. I love Kitty Pryde. I like all of them. I forgot to mention Armor. Armor would be cool. I like Armor a lot too. I think she's my second favorite. But yeah, Kitty Pryde would be Wolverine's sidekick in this game if I had my way. I feel like there's a lot of potential. But yeah, I think what would happen in this type of game is Wolverine goes out and he's on a mission, and he sees Kitty Pryde she snuck onto the X-Jet or whatever, so now he has to keep her along and keep her safe during this mission. Because let's just say she's not like an official member of the X-Men yet. And like this is a very dangerous mission because Wolverine's out here fighting assassins and giant robots and whatever, doing whatever Wolverine does. And Kitty Pryde's just there, a little 14-year-old girl that he has to protect now. So like, I feel like Wolverine works best with that type of thing, you know? This also leads right into my next thing I would want from this game. I want stealth missions like in the Spider-Man games. But this is Wolverine we're talking about. Wolverine hangs out with way more superpowered people than Peter Parker does, than Spider-Man does. So we can have Kitty Pryde or any of his little sidekicks come with him, and they do the stealth missions. Instead of playing as Mary Jane just sneaking around, or instead of playing as Miles Morales before he gets his powers, you can play as Kitty Pryde. And I feel like that would add a lot more to the stealth aspects of this type of game. Okay? Because think about it. Kitty Pryde, one, just talking about her personality and her design and stuff, she's pretty short. She's like a high school age girl, maybe middle school age girl. So, one, she would need to sneak around in most of the dangerous areas that Wolverine's in. Two, her personality, she's a tech whiz. She's really good with computers. She can sneak around and try and get into the computers that Logan couldn't have gotten into. You know what I mean? And the most important aspect of this stealth thing, Kitty Pryde's superpower is she can phase through things. Phase through walls, phase through the ground, phase through pretty much anything. That makes her perfect for stealth. So why not have some stealth missions where you play as Kitty Pryde? I feel like these would be a lot better than the Mary Jane or the Miles Morales or even the Haley mission. I hated that Haley mission. But yeah, I feel like that would just really lend itself a lot better to this type of game, you know? The next thing I would want in this game is multiple worlds you can explore. The Spider-Man games, yeah, there's a huge open world game. You can explore all of New York. Apparently, it's really lifelike. I've never been to New York, so I can't really say anything, but apparently they pretty much recreated it all. I would love that for this type of game, but Wolverine isn't the type of person to be stationed in one city. He travels the world a lot. So what I would do is have it be multiple different worlds, a lot smaller maps that Wolverine can traverse. So you can go to Japan, for example, or Madripoor, or depending on when this game takes place, you can go to Krakoa, maybe Genosha, the Outback. You know, you can go anywhere. I say Madripoor and Japan are a must. He has a lot of history there. Japan, you can go there, fight a whole bunch of assassins like the Hand or whatever. Silver Samurai could be there. You can go to Madripoor. Wolverine's always in Madripoor. And like Madripoor, I don't know, that could be like an end-game type of location maybe. Like you have a few missions in Madripoor and you don't unlock the actual map until the end game. Because everyone there is they're kind of shady. So like, you can have a lot more criminals and a lot more fights in Madripoor. But yeah, I would love for that. So yeah, I'm connecting a lot of things here. Another thing I would really want in this game would be a hub world for Wolverine to access these other locations. And my pick for the hub world would be obviously the X Mansion or maybe the Jean Grey School for Higher Learning. I really like that school. I think that's my favorite version of the X Mansion, right? Especially with Wolverine as like the headmaster. That might fit into this game a little bit more. But yeah, I think that would work perfectly. You can go around, you go to different places, you can talk to different X-Men characters that won't have an important role in the story. You can talk to students. I would love that, you know? Yeah, I think X Mansion hub world would work perfectly for this game, especially with the aspect I just mentioned of multiple maps to traverse. Now, the next thing I want in this game could easily work its way into the main story or make its way into a side mission. I want a part of the game where you don't use the claws. Instead, you use a blade, like a katana. Specifically, you can wear like one of his little ninja outfits. Wolverine is a weeaboo. Wolverine loves Japan. He loves that whole culture. The love of his life is from Japan. One of his greatest enemies is the Silver Samurai. Wolverine is a very Japanese-inspired character. I wouldn't say his creation was inspired by Japan. I would say Logan himself is just a dude who really loves Japan, so he's all like, I must honor the way of the samurai. You're from Canada. What are we talking about? Can we lock in, Logan? But yeah, I think a section of the game where you primarily use a sword and you go through like maybe an entire tower just full of other ninjas and samurais, and you can only use your sword. You can't use your claws. So you have different combos and you're like limited in a lot of your movement styles. I would like that as a little challenge, maybe as a side mission. Maybe it adds to the story. I could see that be like a series of side missions, and as you work your way up, you end up fighting Silver Samurai in a sword duel. I feel like that would be really cool. I feel like that could be amazing, actually. I think that could be astonishing, actually. I think that could be uncanny, even. Hold on. But yeah, for the last thing I really want in this game, this is, boom, a surprise extra one. I think I want gore in this game. Not Gore the God Butcher. I want blood and guts. Wolverine, his main power is he has 6 lives coming out of his hands. He needs that blood and gore. I feel like we could have God of War type finishers just to make it look cooler, you know? I feel like Spider-Man 1, he doesn't fight like Spider-Man. He fights like Wolverine, so he should be a lot more bloody. He can't fight someone without blood coming out, obviously. Come on. How is he gonna use his claws if you're not stabbing people? Are you slapping people with the claws? That's not how it works. They can cut through anything. Even touching them, you're gonna pierce the skin, you know? So yeah, I want blood and guts. Not too much, but I want a decent amount. Like the old Wolverine games. I feel like that could be perfect. But yeah, that's my top 5 things. Top 6 really. But I threw in that last one in as a little curveball. Those are my top 6 things I want for this Insomniac Wolverines game. I have a list of boss fights I really want in this game as well. If this video gets to like 10 likes, I'll go ahead and make that video too. Just in case y'all like that. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys want in this game. You know, we're all a community here. We all love Wolverine. We all love video games. What would you guys want in this video game? Because like, it's not, we don't even know what's really going to be happening in this game. Anything could be happening. Wolverine could be in a maid outfit and he could be fighting freaking Kang the Conqueror for some reason. We could really do anything with this game. They could do anything with this game. We're not developing it. Unless you are a developer from Insomniac watching this video. If so, take my ideas, you know. You don't even have to credit me. Shoot. If like this game is really good, I'll be happy. I don't need the credit. But shoot, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Share with your friends. Share on your little hubs. But yeah, I'm Jer. Thank you for watching.
Anyone stands in my way.